bodybuilder in Thailand, bodybuilderinthailand.com. This is Dianabol effects and what Dbol does for me. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Don't do anything discussed in this video or anything I've done. This is not medical advice. So Dbol, what it does principally is makes me bigger. Dbol has got to be the single most potent muscle builder out there because it just piles on mass like crazy. It's similar to trenbolone in the way, like, the gains on Dbol are a lot more bloofy. Like, it's like trenbolone but like wet gains, I guess you could say. That would be how I would describe it, I guess. But it's super potent like trenbolone is. It's a sledgehammer for gaining muscle. And people say, oh, you just pissed the gains out afterwards. No, that's not the case. Most of the guys, the golden era guys, Larry Scott, Sergio Oliva, Arnold Schwarzenegger, those physiques were built off of Dbol. And those physiques, they didn't piss out their gains afterwards. Dbol builds real tissue. You just have to stay on it long enough. You can't stay on it for 3 or 4 weeks and then come off of it and expect to like keep the gains that you had, because then you will, because Dianabol gives a cosmetic effect to your physique. When you start taking it, within about 3 or 4 days, your muscles are way more volumized. Dbol pushes an enormous amount of fluid and stored carbohydrate glycogen into your muscle tissues, so your muscles get totally rounded and pumped up looking and just big. It's a cosmetic effect that happens upon taking it. Within a week, 3 days to a week of starting it, your muscles get big and pumped up, and like they're like the Dbol just draws all of these nutrients and fluid into the muscles, inside the muscle, and you're stronger and you look like you just gained 5 pounds of muscle, similar to like Anadrol. It looks like you gained a bunch of muscle all of a sudden, and those are kind of gains. That's not gains, that's a cosmetic effect of the drug. And so if I only took it for 3 or 4 weeks, yeah, I'd piss it out. I'd piss that out, because once I was done taking the Dbol, then the cosmetic effect would go away, and there would be nothing telling my muscles to store all that fluid and glycogen inside them. So if I only took Dbol for 3 or 4 weeks, yeah, I probably wouldn't gain much muscle tissue, especially not the kind of, especially wouldn't have the kind of gains that are so big that it looks like you get. Just the cosmetic effect is such a volumizing look to your physique. But this is the thing, is that Dbol is so powerful at building muscle, and it's like 20 to 30 milligrams is all you need for massive muscle building effects. And hopefully for me, I have had access to pharmaceutical grade Dianabol, and yeah, 20 to 30 milligrams is like crazy strong at muscle building, and the half-life is only 3 to 4 hours. So this stuff peaks in your blood like 45 minutes after ingestion. The weird thing is that Dianabol for me is a stimulant. If taken in high doses, it acts as a stimulant. So if I took 50 milligrams of Dbol, about an hour later, I would start to feel really restless and like stimulated, like a restless kind of stimulation, where you drank coffee early in the day and you're not used to it, and so now it's like kind of like drinking coffee before bed, I guess I would say. Like mentally it's not really stimulating, but the body is, and it makes you feel restless. So if I took Dianabol 50 milligrams, about an hour later I would feel a similar feeling of stimulation to if I had drank coffee before bedtime, and it feel like restless. It's the only one that gives me this like stimulant type feeling. It's really strange. It's the only steroid that does that to me. But I understand though what people say about using Dbol as a pre-workout, because for me, at that high dosage like that, it actually does like give a stimulant effect to me. It's really unique. But Dbol is an estrogen bomb, okay? So testosterone converts through the aromatase enzyme to estradiol, right? Estradiol, which is the form of estrogen in your body. But Dianabol converts through the aromatase enzyme to methyl estradiol, which is a much more potent estrogen, much more potent at activating the estrogen receptor than regular estradiol is. And so this stuff, you know, you talk about like people, you know, you hear people saying, oh, it's like bloofy gains, just watery gains. You know, I got bloated on Dbol, or I got acne on Dbol. If you have high estrogen, you get acne like crazy. I get acne like crazy if I have high estrogen. But the thing is that it's like the estrogen is so potent. I remember before I couldn't handle it with exemestane. I was using exemestane, and when I was using 50 milligrams of Dbol, not even 50 milligrams of exemestane per day would control the estrogen. It was a mind fuck. So what I really realized eventually is that I have to use letrozole if I want to use Dianabol. That's the only way I can use Dianabol. And that works to control the estrogen. But yeah, this stuff, it's probably the most potently estrogenic steroid. It's definitely the most potently estrogenic steroid I've used by a large margin. Because it's like you take this stuff and it's just like, bam! Like the nipples get puffy, and like the water comes on, and the, you know, you puff up, you get a watery blow up type gains. It's an estrogen bomb. But it's extremely strong and extremely effective for putting on strength and muscle. It's one of the most powerful steroids, no doubt about it. Hands down, one of the most powerful steroids. And milligram for milligram, I think it's pretty similar to Trenbolone in power, just in bodybuilding power. And yeah, it's strong as shit. So I think Dianabol, for me, it can be useful at times. I think it's a very effective steroid. My sex drive actually gets kind of hit up on it, though. A lot of people say it increases their sex drive, but it kind of messes with my sex drive in a negative way. I'm not sure what's up with that, but that's what it does for me. So everybody responds to these differently, and when you get little hormonal changes or hormonal disturbances, can fuck with things like your sex drive really easily. Something I like to do with Dbol is I like to take it with a meal, because since it peaks in and out of your system so quick, if I take 10 milligrams of Dbol with a meal, I have that anabolic power in my body, and it's completely running its course because it has 3 or 4 hour half-life while that food is digesting. So it's like super nutrient partitioning agent. It's really good at that. I think Dianabol is very good, again, similar to Trenbolone, in processing food and partitioning the food to the muscle. It helps you make use of the food that you eat for what you want it to do. Okay? So, this is Dan. I'm the bodybuilder in Thailand. This is my Dianabol effects experiences. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only, okay? Bodybuilderinthailand.com.